Okay, welcome back. Hack 5, You Do You, started off with the question. And it's such an important topic, I'm going to spend a little bit more time on it with you. I don't want to sound glib and say, all your problems in life can just be wiped away by saying, who do I choose to be in relation to this? And magically, it's going to all just materialize. So I'm not talking about the law of attraction. I'm not saying consciousness creates form. I'm not saying you can manifest all of your desires, because I have no idea if any of that is true. I've spent a lot of time testing that out, and I'd say the results are pretty mixed. So who knows? Another one of the mysteries of life is, how do you get what you want? Some people are better at it than others, but we're all in the foam pit trying to figure out how to control our thoughts and emotions. So let's stay with the question a little bit longer. That instead of having your beast feed on you and say you're a loser, you can't do this, you've wasted your life, blah, 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 all the things you did wrong in the past, or fear about all the things that can happen to you in the future, once we shut the beast down, we have a whiteboard, we have silence, we have a clean slate that we can use to start to think about how we're going to spend our life force in the foam pit to have some experiences that we choose. One example I made up in my book, Don't Kill Yourself Yet, is about the vegan middle-aged man who's working in the meatpacking plant because it's the only job in his small town he can get that will help support his disabled wife, his infirmed parents, and his 6 special needs kids. So he's slaving away, hacking bones day and night to do all these things, support these other people as a caregiver. And of course he's a vegan, so he's miserable and he's suicidal, and he's reading my book and he says, okay, I'm bitch slapping the beast. Who do I choose to be in relation to this? And he's looking to me for an answer. Okay, well, this is not an easy answer in some of these things, but he is able now to ask the question, to say, wait a second, clean slate, who do I choose to be in relation to this situation? Some of these situations are difficult to get yourself out of. Maybe you put yourself in them, maybe you got in them by a stroke of bad luck. You still have time and energy to get yourself out of them now that your life force is starting to perk up a little bit. So in the case of the vegan meat packer, he has to sit down and take out a piece of paper or get his whiteboard out and start writing ideas to brainstorm what his choices are. And then he can pick from those choices. You might say, well, maybe I could stay at the meat packing plant, but I can learn some skills so that I can, move into the accounting department, or I could drive the truck, or I could, repair the truck, or I could somehow get away from this meat over here. Or he could say, I'm going to move my family to a nearby, a bigger town where I can work in a vegan restaurant as a waiter, and I'll drive Uber or a food delivery service, and I'll make extra money on the side. Or he might say, hey, I'm going to start filming my own YouTube channel, Travails of the Vegan Meat Packer, and hopefully it'll turn into a full-time gig on reality TV. Or he might say, I'm just going to leave them all to their own devices, and I'm getting out of here. I want to be a hobo and jump on a train and go to California. I don't know, and it's none of my business. Again, it's really up to the vegan meat packer to figure out what his options are and which one he chooses to pursue. And that's what the question is all about. And we couldn't bring up the question until we got to Hack 5, because in the beginning he was overwhelmed with these thought loops that are driving him insane, telling him what a loser he is for being stuck in this lousy situation. So are you with me? I wish I could say, all your problems are solved, visualize a happy ending, and everything's going to take care of itself. And it's probably not true. I guess the situation is simple. Whatever happens to you from here on out is going to be decided primarily by you. And now I hope that you have a little bit of freedom and life force so that you can start to make that decision. So ask yourself the question as often as you can until it becomes automatic. And at every moment in your life, it's almost like you're starting over from a certain point. Okay, this is my starting point. Where am I going to go from here? Picture yourself sitting in a movie theater and the movie of your life is playing, and all of a sudden it stopped right in the present moment. And now, because you stopped the beast and you have some emotional and mental freedom, you could say, okay, I'm going to be the scriptwriter for what happens from this point forward. Right? That's all. What am I going to do now? The movie has stopped. I'm the only person in the audience. So it's my job now. Not only do I have to write the script, I have to produce this thing, I have to act in it, and then this movie of my life is going to continue. Okay? So that's enough on the question for now. The next section, we're going to help you deal with those people in your life who cut into your life force by their verbal attacks. That's the next step. And we're going to call them shit slingers. So let's talk about shit slingers next time we talk. Thank you.